Hi everyone, this is Sir and today I'll be showing you how I kitbashed and magnetized the wings of this giant creation monstrosity known as the Vampire Lord and Zombie Dragon. So these are the parts. I've built the main body and I've glued on the ribs and so on. So it's like 3 parts and this is how they fit together. These are the magnets I'm using. I've got 2 magnets on each side. They fit pretty well, to be honest, but I'll be using some green stuff just to sculpt them in and make them look like muscle and sinew, and just to hide these giant magnets basically. So you're welcome to use green stuff, but I'm using this stuff because I have lots spare and I actually don't have any green stuff at the moment. So, you know, I'm just using this. And actually, I kind of find this a bit easier than green stuff because I don't need to wet my fingers. Otherwise it won't, you know, because green stuff sticks to you when you don't have wet fingers. And yeah, this stuff, you just mix 2 parts together and then you just can pull it where you need it and then it will stay soft. It's quite sticky in the beginning, but it's not too bad. You can still use some water. And then what I start doing now, I put the 2 magnets in on top of the epoxy putty, and I just start, you know, pushing them in and making sure they're aligned. And what I'll be doing, I'll be going back and forth with the wings now and the rib cage. And I'm just seeing if it lines up, and like I'm just seeing like, oh, will I be able to still see the magnet even if I have these wings on? Again, it doesn't really matter because I'm going to be sculpting some muscle over these anyway, and so, but still it'd be nice to make sure the magnets are mostly hidden. So this is what it looks like now. It's pretty dry. And I've actually added some PVA glue over it just to harden it and make it more secure. So these are the wings that will be going inside, sorry, these are the magnets that will be going inside the rib cage. So what I do, I stick the magnet on and then I just put some putty in the rib cage, and you can see now the magnet's still showing. So I'm going to be playing around with it now, and this is how it looks after I've spent some time on both wings. The putty is dry-ish now. It's more or less dry, to be honest. See here, it's not secure though. Like, this magnet will come out after a while for sure. So now I need to go back and just start sculpting in some muscle that's underneath. This is the dried one. This is how it looks, and it's still a bit soft, as you can see. And now I have the ability just to move it around and play around with it, and just to see how it looks. And then I can keep going backwards and forwards, and yeah, just keep doing that and it should be fine. To be honest, I had a lot of trouble with this. I think working with magnets and clay and green stuff is not my strongest skill in this hobby, but there's only one way to improve, right? And that's trial and error. And you have got to get your hands a bit dirty sometimes. So after lots of back and forth and playing around, I've finally covered the magnets with this epoxy. So I've made too much of this putty, so what I'm going to do is try and find areas that I can just squish it in and fill out some parts. I don't want to waste it. And for this segment, I'll just be going again back and forth, trial and error, and just sculpting in and filling in gaps, and try to make it look a bit more organic, should we say. Like, the first part was blocking in the shapes. So you see here now, I'm starting to, this is going to be like skin that's hanging off, or teared muscle. I'm just playing it, I'm just squeezing it and making it into a point, and then adding bends to it and folds like it's flapping in the wind. So you see how it looks here. There we go. And these are both sides. So what I've done is I've made it look like it's the middle of the chest has been like split apart, and the skin is hanging off. I've actually got some green stuff now. And I've started to like sculpt in some of the gaps as well on the body, not just the wings, because the wings would be too heavy, and you know, they might start sinking or not falling off, but it'd be a bit sunken, it'd be a bit weird. So I'm sculpting the body as well. Green stuff I feel is much superior in terms of sculpting this part. So I do recommend not using this two-part epoxy putty for the sculpting. It's fine, but I did find green stuff to be much more user-friendly with sculpting different shapes. You'll notice by the feet there are two rods sticking out. This is so it can stay on the base, and the feet are pretty small, so you know, if you stick in a small magnet, it won't be strong enough to keep it upright. It'll just fall forward. Hence you can see some of the white filler and green and the epoxy putty on the foot, because I broke it before. So this is how it looks on the base. The base is crazy big. I might have gone a bit over the top with this. This skeleton's from an Underworld set. These are the terrain from the Mausoleum. And then I've used a lot of cork and lots of texture paints from GW, and that's it really. And this tree is 3D printed. You can find them on my mini factory. They're pretty cheap. You might be able to find some free ones, to be honest. And I've used the putty on the crypt here. So I'm just going to pull it off now. It's pretty snug. It might be a little bit sticky because I've not long finished it. So this happens sometimes. So as I said, you can get a bit sticky and dirty, or but don't be afraid to get your hands dirty, because it's all fun, you know. So this is how it looks. It's pretty secure. So I've added some grass tufts on the body of the dragon. I've done this to kind of hide the... well, I'm not the best sculptor, so I've tried to hide it with grass tufts, because later on I'll paint these with an airbrush, and it will be like fur. And I really like the effect. It's actually my first time doing this, to be honest. It looks a bit odd, but it's growing on me. You know, it's kind of becoming more like a bat now. So here is the Vampire Lord. I want her to be holding this banner, and this banner is from the Blood Knights, because the sculpts are they're similar size, right? So they fit pretty well. I'd say the join with the arm and the body is a little bit different, but with some scraping it's fine. I also got the throne from the Neferata model. I had some spare ones, so I put like the throne on the top of the dragon. And that's it really. It's pretty secure, and I've glued on the Vampire Lord as well, but not yet. I'll do that later once I finish painting it all. And this is it. What do you think? Please tell me in the comments if you think I'm mad. Give me a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe for more. And let me know if you want me to record myself painting it and sharing with you how it looks. So thank you very much, and happy painting. Goodbye.